Are we having technical difficulties?
No, I just hit record. We're good.
Oh, okay.
I was
recording. You seen the Dollar Generals that have a tiny Dollar General inside of them? It's like a heart with a tiny heart inside of it. Hey, everybody, it's Musicians Forced Podcast.
19.
This is episode 19.
Sure
Hot
is.
damn, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mikey, that's Brandon, Hugh behind the camera, and we're half of Harlem, Hayfield. So, what's up? We played the Devon. Finally.
It was
so
pretty
if
dope.
you're not from the Decatur area, the Devon is like the big amphitheater here, and everybody in town wants to play there because it's a super dope spot. And I think we did pretty good.
Man, I'm
I
gonna
heard
tell
a
you
lot of positive feedback.
that the sound
Except
system.
for Keenan's wrong note.
The sound system was great. The staff was great.
Yeah.
Dustin, the guy who runs the place, he's top notch.
Yep.
All that stuff was great, but when it comes down to what we did on stage, I feel like we really, really connected. We came together. It felt good.
It was one of the best shows I think we've played.
Yeah, crowd was into it. All the technical stuff was good. The lighting was good. You know, they had everything. Even the hospitality was great.
And it's amazing. Like, dude, the feedback I was getting in the crowd after we got done was like, you guys are from here? Like, there were so many people that were from Decatur, but they're like, we've never heard of you. And it just goes to show you that Facebook ain't everything, YouTube ain't everything, shows ain't everything, TikTok ain't everything. You have to like dabble in all this different shit just to get in front of people's face.
You know, another thing about
we need
that,
a Netflix series. We'll hit a whole new demographic.
Another thing about that is, too, is that, you know, a lot of musicians don't think about, we think about music a lot all the time, right? That's always on my brain. It's always, you know, I always got in the back burner. There's always some musical shit going on in my head. But when you see people out like playing a show and they say like, I never heard of you guys or whatever, they're not thinking about that shit all the time. They got to go to work Monday morning. You know, they're thinking about their kids and soccer practice and all that. So like, it's easy for it to skip somebody's brain or whatever, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, I know I've been in bands before and everybody's, you know, you think like, all right, we got to do better than all these bands that are in town so we can get the crowd. No, motherfucker, you need to do better than every band in town. You need to do better than Netflix. You need to do better than the internet and Facebook and YouTube. You have to compete for everybody's attention on everything, not just going out and playing a show. And now you got to compete with the fucking video poker machines. And those fuckers are hard to compete with, dude.
You know what though? Honestly, like over time, I feel like these days, I think I don't even think about all that shit anymore. I get you. I know what.
No, I'm saying like when you're sticking around a town.
I know, and I feel what you're saying. Anymore, I feel like the most important thing that we should do or I should do is try and connect with that crowd while I'm on stage. Period. That's it. I mean, there's like, of course, all the social media and all that stuff. You got to keep up with all that. You got to do all that. But like, I don't think you make a bigger impact. I don't think you make any bigger impact than when you're on stage and you try and connect with that crowd.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
The biggest impact comes from live.
I think that's where it is. And so that's just what I try and focus on these days.
And not just the shows, but also like getting out and interacting with people that are there to see you.
You got to do all that.
Something like, I'll be in my trailer. I'm not going to talk to you civilians. No, go fucking shake their hand. They took time out of their day to come see you. Put up with your fucking dubstep or whatever you're doing.
Man, that was a good time though. That was a fun show.
That was good.
Did you have fun, Hugh? You like it?
Yeah, but my camera is, it just keeps dying every time I hit record.
Why is that? You keep having problems back there. We need to get you set up where you're good back there.
You asked if I had a good time.
Yeah, the
Devon. Yeah, man, that was it was really cool to see what that place looked like from the stage, and also it was kind of funny when I got there. You know, like I'm the one who's obsessed with merch, so you know I'm the one who likes to go and set that stuff up. So I'm very merch ready.
Yeah.
And when I got there, one of the first things I thought was like, oh man, we're not going to sell anything because the merch is way off to the side. It's kind of a hike. And I'm like, when we set up at small venues and we're right in front of people,
you try to stay in the walkway.
Exactly. Sure. And even then, it's a crap shoot if anyone's going to stop. You know.
Right.
And so I thought, man, there's no way anyone's coming over to this thing. Like, this is out of the way. So a big crowd for like a band that's normally playing shows like this.
Right.
And I was shocked. There were like 3 different groups of people who came over while I was setting up. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then by the end of the night, I found out a lot of people were making their way over there.
You sold some shit that night.
Yeah.
That felt good.
They came there to spend money.
Yeah.
That was fun, man. That was a really good. That was a. I needed that.
I was trying to prank one of the solar people call me today.
Can you confirm there are no trees or shades blocking the sun from reaching the roof?
No, it's a tall building. It's, like a warehouse kind of thing.
Okay.
Tall enough to, if someone saw the view from the top, they'd be, they'd know you meant business.
I see.
Yeah.
But they passed me through to a guy from like, I can't remember what, like a town like right over, like nearby. And I was like, feels weirder to like talk to a guy.
Like, no, you could drive to my house.
Yeah, exactly. And they do have my address on file. They're like, hey, do you live here? And I'm like,
man, I want solar so bad, but every program that I've seen online, I'm like, yeah, that's clearly a ripoff. They're like, oh, you pay nothing out of pocket. We'll just bill you monthly for the next
15 years. Yeah.
Months or whatever.
Dude, fuck all that shit. Like all those things, like the programs that you see that come from like the power companies, energy companies or whatever, those are all complete total bullshit. Like if you want solar panels, get on the internet and figure out where you can get them, how you can build them, whatever. Same with like a fucking windmill. If you want like one that's the size for, personal home or whatever, like figure out how to build one, where to get one. There's right outside of town, farm that I did some work on one time, and this guy's got like the normal size windmill that you see out in the country. And I got to talking to him one day, and because I was painting out there, and he told me that it cost $60,000 to put that thing. $60,000 to put that, and it's not a big one. It's not these giant ones that
he paid somebody to do it.
$60,000 it cost to put that thing up. And I asked him, I said, how many power bills do you need to go through before that thing pays for itself? You know what I'm saying? And so then I started doing some research, and like you can build one of those, just the windmill itself, not the tower or whatever. You can get a kit. You can build that fucking thing for like $1,500. Why are you spending $60,000? Like it's all a ripoff. Mm-hmm. You got to like do your own research and shit. But like,
think about that pays for the CEO of the company.
I know. If you had a piece of property where you could put up something like that without city code violations and things like that, like, man, the way to go is definitely like trying to figure it out yourself.
I've seen Decatur's regulations for shit like that on your own property. If it falls over, it has to still be on your property.
Right. And so,
which is nice if you got a big wide yard like yours. But this narrow motherfucker right here, I can't do anything with that. If it falls left or right, I'm off my property.
Well, we know another person down the street who had solar panels put on the roof, right?
I know someone that got drastically taken advantage of.
Saying, like, well, how much did that cost?
Their solar panels are twice the value
of the home.
House.
Good God.
Yeah, like that's insane.
But hey, no power bill, just $260 a month for the next however many years.
75 years
to the solar company. So I pay $230 to Ameren. As much as I hate them, I'm still beating them. So
yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah, this guy was like, "Oh no, we'll take a look at you," because now I'm curious. I'm not going to do it, but I was curious. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to start pranking you. So now I'm just going to ask like really bold questions. I'm like, okay, so what's the catch here? Because I know you're not just giving me free shit for the kindness of your heart.
I'm thinking your roof layout. Don't you have a lot of very tall trees behind your house?
He did. They're all gone.
They're all gone?
Yeah, they all went through the roof, and now they're gone.
I got one tree behind my house, and it's eyeing up my bedroom like,
shit. So he would get eastern and western sun.
Oh man, he's got all kinds of sun. I promise you that.
And I've got roofs that slope. I've got different angles because the house is in like three segments.
I would want to do like the south side of my house over here and probably the east side of my garage because I'd get all that sunlight ahead.
Hugh has so much sun in his back. I built his deck and almost died like 5 times. There's no escape from the sun in his fucking yard, dude.
It used to be so nice.
Yeah, but all those trees are gone. The big ones that all went through everybody's fences and houses.
Right.
You know?
I've had at least 10 trees taken down since I moved there.
Jesus Christ.
There's probably, dude.
I just need this shit trimmed up.
Probably been like $40,000 worth of tree removal around your.
Yeah.
The 3 houses around yours, like in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Devon though, huh?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, hey, anybody want some Werthers?
I have not felt creative.
I know.
In a while.
I know.
I've just been in survival mode for the past fucking months.
I know, dude. You're like walking around in camouflage, like just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
I know. I can see it.
Yeah. It's all right. Dude, one thing I will say that was nice about the Devon, obviously, I mean, you could hear yourself on stage.
Oh,
like
that was so nice.
Like butter. Their sound system is incredible. But I was having some concerns about my voice. I was cracking on certain notes and shit, and it was making me paranoid on stage. I didn't crack once, and I'm like, maybe I'm just not fully hearing myself ever, because I know I don't in the basement. We're all turned up way too fucking loud in the basement. But it's jam night, so you gotta and get it out of your system and all that shit. But I gained some confidence back from my high notes and shit. Plus, I haven't listened to our songs in a while, and I slip out of key all the time. So I was probably singing something out of key and straining or something.
But no, this
sound good to me.
Yeah, the Devon, it was.
I was happy with it.
I've noticed that if you're thinking that maybe some of your insecurities come from not being able to hear yourself, that's why I'm so paranoid about having myself cranked up in the monitor, because as soon as I lose it, now I'm singing louder to try and hear myself, and that's throwing me way off.
Yeah, once you go louder, you push yourself out of key.
Oh yeah.
You just need to, because you're straining, and when you
I'll lose my damn voice if I do that too much.
When you strain like that, then it's harder to maintain control. And I know Hugh. I'm always right next to Hugh at a show, and he likes to be loud. He likes his keys loud. He likes his voice loud. And I've just kind of gotten used to it. Where like, a long time ago, I have to try and like, God damn, like dude, it's so loud, because then I can't hear myself trying to harmonize with him.
Right.
But now I've kind of gotten used to, because we're right next to each other all the time. Yeah.
Practice and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But it shows, especially where it's so loud. I've gotten used to that, but I will say, like, when we're doing these things, like say October, we're going to Boston and all that. Yeah, that's
Boston and New York.
That is a televised thing. Yeah, and that's a lot different coming through the speakers. Like when people watch that, compared to what it sounds like on stage for us. And when we do stuff like that, we need to make absolutely positive that our harmonies are on. We're not straining. We're not being too loud or straining ourselves.
That's what it was when we were on WGN too.
Exactly,
because you couldn't hear yourself the same as it's going to sound on TV.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. Like, I was just gonna say, like, we have to figure that out. Maybe it's in ears.
It's probably in ears.
We're old school. We don't, we're all using like wedge monitors and all that. Yeah. But like,
it works most of the time.
It does. But I'm saying, like,
once you get up to bigger stages, though,
the in ears, you gotta have in ears. You can run your own mix on your phone.
Yeah,
and Megan does that shit.
I know.
It's just it's an expensive upfront cost and getting used to it, because I mean, I use that one my brother gave me, and it's like just something as simple as like getting used to having something running up my back and it being in my ear was like, that was distracting.
I feel that, dude. I have those earplugs I keep on my keychain. Every once in a while when like Chris is blaring out his amp, I'll try putting them in, and I'm like, I can't sing with these. It's fucking with me just having them in my ear. I feel like I'm getting a dry willy on both sides. Right, man. A wet willy.
I think in-ears was probably the answer for stuff like that. And by the way, before we go to Boston and play on TV and all that, we have to practice for that so that our harmonies and shit are right. But in general, if I get the mix that I want in my monitor on stage, then I'm usually good. I can't understand how, like Lorash especially, he doesn't want anything. He just wants to hear. He wants to hear himself, and he hear the drums behind him, but he doesn't really want to mix.
I kind of get that. I mean, vocally, all I want in my monitor is me.
Yeah, but
I'm deaf.
Don't you want to hear everyone else singing?
That's the thing, though.
So you can harmonize with it.
Yes, and I do, and I get that from you guys' monitors.
Well,
so when we go
that's
to
fine.
in-ears,
Yeah.
I'm going to have that dialed in.
Well, you mix it yourself.
Yeah,
In
but right
that
now,
situation.
Your monitor's so hot, and I can usually hear you just fine through Chris.
Yeah.
Because he wants some of you in his monitor. I can hear him in yours. So I've
But
got you guys on the monitor.
Dude, when
but
I'm sure you guys have noticed when I do my monitor mix, I'm the only person
you want
that's
a
like
little bit of the whole band.
I want bass drum, I want snare drum, I want bass guitar. You know, my monitor is the bass drum's going boom, boom, boom in my face. You know, I want that. If I could tell the monitor guy, I want what you have in front of house. I want that mix. If you could make that mix happen in this monitor, let's start there. And then I'll just tweak it a little bit. I want to hear exactly what those people are hearing in the crowd. I want that mix.
See, I would like that, I think, because then that would let me know if I'm too close to the mic because I'd be hearing it exactly in the mix. But because I don't have that, I like it to be like Mikey. I can hear most of what I need to. You know, I'll get a little bass, a little bit of everything in there, but for the most part, I want just me because I would just be distracted by the dump of that bass drum.
Yeah. That's incredible to me. That's crazy to me.
I need to just hear my shit so I don't fuck it up.
Being in the middle, I can hear your keys and your voice out of your monitor. I can hear you out of your cabinet. I can hear Chris out of his cab, Keenan out of his, and I can clearly hear Grant.
Yeah.
So if I can hear your keys out of your monitor, which you like it loud, so it benefits me.
Yeah.
All I need is my voice.
Dude.
I'm hearing everybody else from their own shit.
I'm 6 feet away from you at every show, and I can hear Graham too.
Yeah.
But what I want is the thump. When he hits his fucking bass drum, I want it to thump in my chest like it does for the people in the pit. I want that. I want to feel it.
That's so weird. That's weird to me.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I get wanting that, but I'm so paranoid about cranking my stuff up.
With me. Painted like
Really?
I think it would fuck with me, dude.
That's wild to me. Like,
yeah.
To me, I can't understand why you wouldn't want it to sound like our recording from the studio. I want it as close to what it sounds like coming off of our album.
Different strokes for different folks.
Right in my face. I just like it that way.
He said different strokes, and then you said right in my face. That's
different strokes. Brandon likes it right in his face. All right, this has been Musicians Forced Podcast.
Okay.
I'm Mikey. That's Brandon. Hugh behind the camera. What was this episode about?
Nothing.
Fucking you tell us.
We didn't talk about shit.
All right, you subscribe, you
about
comment
everything.
on them shits, and then you tell your friends.
Smash.
We'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Fuck off.
What's really funny is there's 4 minutes left on this card, so I'm just going to switch over to the next card now, and I'm going to make that the ending.
Yeah.